Hello friends and fans, how are you doing today? We are back with another tutorial of flower spot. So basically what we are doing in this video, we're gonna cover up everything regarding the flowers. As we all know, nowadays we are turning in that environment in which flowers, trees are required the most. So in that environment what we need the flowers or the trees. As we all know, at the night time when we turn into the dusk, or when we go to the night shift, so in that surface tree plays an important role because the oxygen released by the trees. So in this case we need to go for the trees and for the atmospheric presence of the trees and the flowers. So for this environment we're going to cover up the tutorial of flowers, how to plant flowers in a pot. So step by step we'll go for this tutorial. As you can go and you can search for this video over the YouTube, and you can see how you can pour this flower, how you can pour your flower into the pot. So this is basically the thing that most of the people who are in love with the plants, or who are in love with the nature, who are in love with the atmospheric presence. So this video gonna be the most epic and the most educational and informative video for them. So step-by-step tutorial to teach you how to plant flowers in a pot. Alright, so basically here they are sharing their personal experience, like a few days back or few weeks back. They plant their ideas and they plant their flowers in the pot in the last rooms, right? So what they did, they got up the team of the blogger to share their outdoor plants and the flower inspirations. And at the end of the post, like what we can do, you will be looking for the more inspiration, and you will be seeing how the porch plant ideas work in this plot, right? So without any further ado, just let's get straight into it. So the first what you want to do, you have to pick up the right flower, right? You have to get up the right flower. Basically the right flower will be, at some point it can be a sunflower, or it can be a rose, or it can be a nabscara, or it can be a lily, like this flower that people loves to watch, or people loves to, like, people attracted more towards it, right? So this flower is will be required from you. Or else what you can do, you can grow vegetables in your garden or in your pot. In the next video we will be covering up how we can grow the vegetables in the pots, and how we can go for the early ages, and how we can get the fresh vegetables in our garden, right? So what they do, they are saying that supplies need to plant flowers in a pot. First step, what you have to do, you have to select a pot. You have to get yourself a pot. After getting yourself a pot, what you have to do, you have to put the soil in that pot, right? You have to put the soil in that pot. Once you put the soil in that pot, then you have to go for the gardening gloves, right? The gardening gloves. And then once you go for that, then the next step is to go for the small shovel, right? After the small shovel, you have to go for the planters, as they are showing in this pictures. What you can do, you can get yourself a pot like this, and once you get yourself a pot like this, you can put your flowers in that pot, and you can get yourself different fertilizer. You can get yourself the different flowers, and the most atmospheric flowers in the pot, right? Now coming towards the most educational and most informative step. What this step can be, this step is basically how to plant flowers in a pot, right? So planting flowers in a pot is not a long process, but if you get into it, so at some point it can be a long process, only if you don't know how to put your plant into a pot correctly, right? So yeah, you have to prepare your planter and the soil. While using it, the large pots, you have to flip like a old bucket upside down into the pot and put the soil into the pot. So once it's done, what you have to do, you have to you have to dig the soil. You have to dig the soil from the center, and you have to make a tunnel, basically a dig point in the center, right? As you can and it can be shown in this picture. So once it done, then you have to set up flower in the containers in the pot to visualize placement and layer, right? Let's see. And this, as we stated earlier, what you have to do, you have to gather the soil in this, and then you have to put the soil aside, and you have to dig the soil in between, and you have to, you know, you have to create the digging point, basically a center tone in between the pot, and then you have to put your flower inside this pot, right? Like, see, as I stated earlier, dig a hole for each plant, ensure the top of the plant soil and just slightly below the surface, and you have to get the holes pillars, and then you have to get yourself fulfilling your plants, and this process is almost the same. Okay, so this is the thing. Then you have to go for the different soils and go for the different plants. If you plot the different plants into the one pot, so this is the same process. You have to go for it, and you have to see how you can put your plant in it, and then you will see that. And after this, again, it is a caring one, and it is a responsibility one process. So what you have to do in this case, you have to spray the content here, you have to spray water to your plants every day, and you have to take care of your plants every single day, and day after day you have to basically create the mud, you have to spray the soil, you have to spray the leaves, and you have to keep that soil and that plant alive. So in this case, it will be the most will be compelling, and most will be useful for the atmospheric one, and the people who loves to plant, who loves to pot plants into the potting or the gardening, can enjoy that too, right? Okay, so see you in the next video. Thank you.